Welcome to Savitribai Phule Shikshan Prasarak Mandal, Renuka Junior College. Myself Utikar R.A. I am the staff of Standard 12th subject Biology. Today we are going to start the lecture number 9 about the reproduction process. So let's get started. In this section, we are going to take a look at development of endosperm. Endosperm is a nutritive portion present in our seed. See how the endosperm is going to be formed, and after that we are going to concern about the development of embryo also. So let's get started about the development of endosperm. See the development of endosperm. The triploid primary endosperm nucleus repeatedly divides mitotically to form the nutritive tissue called as a endosperm. So this is the definition of endosperm. I am repeating the point again. The nutritive portion present in our nucleus which divides mitotically is said to be the endosperm. Next point. In post-fertilization changes within the ovule, the embryo and endosperms are seen to develop simultaneously. So as I said earlier, there are three phases of fertilization: pre-fertilization, fertilization and post-fertilization. So we are in a post-fertilization phase now. So in post-fertilization changes within the ovule, the embryo and endosperms are going to be developed. So these are the three parts where they are going to be developed. The other cells of embryo sac disorganized sooner or later. In post-fertilization, the remaining cells are going to be disorganized. The formation of a triploid endosperm nucleus triggers cell division, which leads to the formation of endosperm. See the triploid endosperm, how the triploid endosperm is going to be formed and how it will provide nourishment, that all are we are going to study in today's lecture. So next slide. There are three types of endosperms on the basis of development. In angiosperms, there are three types of endosperms. The first one is a nuclear type, second one is a cellular type, and third one is a halobial type. So in a board exam, they can be asked you write the development of endosperms for three types. Here nuclear type for 1 mark, cellular type for 1 mark, and halobial type for 1 mark. So let's get started. Today we are going to concern about the nuclear type. See, description and diagram is also there. What happens in nuclear type? Let's see. It is the most common type found in 161 angiospermic families. Here, the primary endosperm nucleus repeatedly divides mitotically without wall formation to produce large number of free nuclei. So let's see, we are in a plants. Plant cells have a natural protection system, that is a cell wall. But in nuclear type endosperm, there is no any formation of cell wall. Okay, the primary endosperm nucleus starts to divide mitotically without wall formation. See in a diagram, zygote is there. That zygote is having zygote is going to be formed the endosperm. That hollow portion you see in a diagram, that is a nuclear portion. That hollow portion remain as it is, and endosperm is going to be formed very quickly because there is no any formation of cell wall. The clumps of cells are formed and there is a formation of endosperm. The second type is a cellular type. See, in some plants, division of a triploid primary endospermic nucleus is immediately followed by wall formation, so that the endosperm is a cellular right from the beginning. It is mostly observed in 72 families of dicots as in a members Balzman, Petunia and Adoxa. Now see what happens in cellular type. Whenever oospore is there, see in a diagram, that oospore starts to divide by the formation of cell wall itself. Means each cell is divided from each other by the cell wall, and in that way there is a formation of endosperm. Okay, so in endosperm, cellular endosperm, there is a cell wall present right from the beginning, and it is observed in 72 families of dicots. You have to remember the examples also. Examples are Balzman, Petunia and Adoxa. See the number 3, that is a halobial type. It occurs in the order halobials of the monocotyledons. In this case, first division of primary endosperm nucleus is followed by transverse wall. See in a diagram, whatever oospore is there or zygote is there, it divides unequally to form the two different types of cell. One cell is bigger and other cell is small. Let's see. The smaller cell is called chalazal cell and larger cell is called as a micropylar cell. As we all know, in the structure of anatropous ovule, we studied about the two ends, micropylar end and chalazal end. Okay, so the smaller cell towards the chalazal end, the smaller cell is called as a chalazal cell because it is present towards the chalazal end. Okay, and the larger cell is present towards the micropylar end. Therefore, it called as a micropylar cell. Then the nuclei in each cell divides by free nuclear division and then walls develops between the nuclei in micropylar chamber. It is intermediate between cellular and nuclear type endosperm. So nuclear endosperm does not have a cell wall. Cellular endosperm have the cell wall, but halobial type is intermediate in between the two. So the example is also you have to remember, that is Asphodelus. So development of endosperm point is completed. Whenever endosperm is there, then after that there is a formation of embryo. So the next point of today's lecture is a development of embryo. So let's see. The process of development of zygote into an embryo is called embryogenesis. The embryo is developed at the micropylar end of embryo sac. The growth of embryo triggers only after certain amount of endosperm is formed. After fertilization, the embryonic development begins. Now see what they are saying, that the process of development of a zygote to an embryo. Now fertilization process is completed. We are in a post-fertilization changes. So after fertilization, the first cell to be formed is said to be the zygote. And the process, now zygote is going to be divide and redivide to form the complex structure. So the development of zygote into an embryo is said to be the embryogenesis. Now our embryo requires nutrition and that nutrition will be provided by our endosperm. Therefore in today's lecture we studied first of all the structure and development of endosperm. Whenever endosperm is present, after that there is a development of embryo because endosperm provides nourishment to the embryo. See, the zygote divides to form two-cell proembryo. Larger cell towards the micropyle is called basal or a suspensor cell, and the smaller cell towards the chalaza is called terminal or embryonal initial cell. First of all, let's see the diagram. So this is the diagram of development of monocot embryo. See the diagram A. Diagram A contains the oospore, the another name for zygote. Zygote and oospore are one and the same thing. Now our zygote will divide unequally to form the two cells. One is a bigger cell and other is a smaller cell. Bigger cell is said to be the suspensor initial cell and smaller cell is called as the embryonal initial cell. Now the suspensor cell starts to divide to form or to create the collar-like cell. See the diagram number C. Okay. What happens in diagram C? The suspensor cell will create the collar-like cell. It is said to be the octane cell. After that it will create the 6 to 10 cells, clumps of 6 to 10 cells. See in a diagram D. Now the embryonal initial starts to develop and it will create the cluster of the cell. Okay, what happens in diagram E? The suspensor cell will remain as it is and embryonal initial cell starts to divide and redivide to form the plumule and the cotyledon. Okay, what happens in diagram F? The plumule and cotyledons are created with the help of radical, hypocotyl, cotyledons and another cell. And last diagram, that is diagram G, is the mature monocot embryo or a mature monocot cell. Examples of monocot are rice and wheat. Have you seen the grain of a rice or wheat? It is same like a diagram G. Okay. And whenever we germinate the monocot seed, then what happens? It gets swollen and plumules and radicals are come out. It is a diagram H. Okay. So first of all, let's see the description. Now zygote divides to form the two-cell proembryo, diagram A and B. The larger cell towards micropyle is called basal or a suspensor initial cell and smaller cell towards chalaza is called terminal or embryonal initial cell. The suspensor cell divides transversely in one plane to produce a filamentous suspensors of 6 to 10 cells. The first cell of the suspensor towards the micropylar end becomes swollen and function as an Hausterian. The lowermost cell of a suspensor is known as a hypophysis. Lowermost cell of the suspensor cell, diagram D, is said to be the hypophysis. The suspensor helps in pushing the embryo in the endosperm. The embryonal initial undergoes 3 successive mitotic divisions to form the octane. The planes of divisions are at a right angle to each other. The lower tier of the 4 cell of octane give rise to hypocotyl and radicle, whereas 4 cells of upper tier form plumule and 1 or 2 cotyledons. The hypophysis of further division give rise to a part of a radicle and a root cap. See diagram G and F. Radicle, hypocotyl, plumule, cotyledons, how they are going to be formed, that we are going to study. The cells of the upper tier of octane divides in a several planes so as to become heart shaped, which then forms 2 lateral cotyledons and a terminal plumule. Further enlargement of hypocotyl and cotyledon results in a curvature of embryo and it appears horseshoe shaped. In this slide, we are going to concern about the development of a dicot plant. Whenever in exam they ask you about the dicot, then you have to explain about the horseshoe shape and enlargement of hypocotyl and cotyledons. Whenever they ask you about the monocot only, then up to this slide, okay, there is a formation of hypocotyl and radicle, that much is necessary, not another points. Okay, so this is the diagram of development of monocot embryo. In another lecture we are going to concern about the development of dicot also. So this is the description about the dicot one, not a monocot. Whenever they ask you about the monocot, then you have to explain up to this, that is hypocotyl and radical formation, Hausterian only, no development of other things. So this is the diagram. As I said earlier, you have to explain the diagram also, which gives us the which provides the good impact to your examiner. Thank you. In next lecture we are going to concern about the seed and fruit formation. Thank you.